Pod.cannion, and I'm back with another reaction video. We got how bad was Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson, and yeah, I know he's gonna talk about it. I'm gonna talk about it a little bit just because it's a, what I'm saying, a relevant topic. I'm gonna put this in here. I was really looking forward to the fight either way. Like, Mike Tyson is 60 years old, and like, if y'all have like looked at Mike Tyson's career, you would have known that he is very clearly way past his prime. Even like the videos where he was fighting when he was like 40 years old, you could just tell it's not the same to 20, 25-year-old Mike Tyson. It just isn't, you know? So this is one thing that I've been saying. I was like, as long as Jake Paul is an above average boxer, which I believe he is, he's not nothing crazy. Like, I don't think he's a legendary boxer like Mike Tyson in his prime, but Jake Paul is an above average boxer. He literally made the Nate Robinson knocked out meme when he KO'd Nate Robinson. So, and even Nate Robinson is a legendary basketball player. He's not a legendary boxer, but even still, he has hands. I'm not gonna take that away from him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I don't hate Jake Paul. I'm not a Jake Paul fan, but I don't hate him. I respect his craft. I respect the dedication that he has towards boxing because it really seems like he is dedicated. A lot of people will say this is rigged or whatever. I don't know if it's rigged or not. All I know is the fight was alright. It's not something that I would deal with Netflix's buffering to watch, but after the fight was over, I watched the highlights. It was alright. It was decent. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no crazy shit. Like, the niggas was protecting themselves. So obviously it wasn't gonna be no knockout. Y'all are dumb if y'all thought Mike Tyson was gonna get knocked out. I knew that was, no matter how old that nigga was, you're not gonna knock that nigga Mike Tyson out. Let's be for real. But yeah, that being said, let's see. This, I don't know. I just saw this one. I know there's lots of Mike Tyson commentaries. I just wanted to do a random guy, Cloister. Let's see his take on it, and then I'll see if I agree with bro. Let's get it.
Well, that basically just went as expected. We just
Pretty
saw
much.
Mike Tyson return to the ring against Jake Paul in their highly anticipated bout. I talked about how we all needed to come back down to reality a bit. And I think that's exactly what we saw here, a reality check. In what was a perfect case study in effective marketing, we saw a bloke who, although I would give him his flowers for getting in there, shouldn't have been in the ring at all. It was a disgrace that this fight was actually sanctioned by a professional body. So I want to talk about the fight week, the fight itself, and really where do we go from here? What an event like this means for boxing. And just before we get into that, if you love everything boxing, you've found yourself in the right place. I'm Cloister and I make boxing videos to help keep you in the loop, so make sure to subscribe to always stay informed. The fight between Jake and Tyson I don't think will be remembered for the fight, more so as a masterclass in marketing. Everyone, including myself, was excited to see Tyson get back in the ring, yet the concept of reality and time seemed to evade quite a few. In the lead up for the fight, we all saw the clips of Tyson. It was the smart thing to do, record and cut up 15-second clips of pad work and sparring to make him look like the Mike of old. It brings a lot of eyes and it brings hope. And I think going into fight week, it was clear that the narrative that we were being fed might not be so true. When uploading my last video, I had the upload screen on one page and the public workouts on the other. In watching the public workouts, I think that was when what a lot of us feared really rung home. After a minute of pad work, Tyson looked tired and out of breath. No amount of gasping from his coach could convince us otherwise. It was clear the footage we were seeing didn't match up with reality. At the next press conference, Tyson looked out of it and not interested. Which, fair enough, the bloke's been doing media for the last couple months. I think most of us would be too. The weigh-ins showed both of them in good enough shape and of course brought that iconic slap, which was nice to see but didn't really mean nothing except producing probably the best photo from the whole event. And then that brought us to fight night. I won't talk too much about the undercard, and let me know if you want to see any in-depth videos about any of the other fights. Yet my highlights of the whole event were the two fights before the main event. Ramos put up a great performance against Barrios, pushing the fight to a draw. A great fight for the fans, which I hope will see a rematch. While also the co-main, which truly should have been
that one. Was it actually a draw?
That one was really close. They was actually fighting. I think the dude in the pink shorts
had a little bit,
but by like legit 1 point. Like,
wow. Okay. Oh yeah, that I might want to watch that one. That sounds like a good fight.
Event Taylor versus Serrano.
I heard
was the best fight. I called it before.
And what was the best fight that you could make currently in women's boxing? I would say close result.
Yeah, I heard nothing but good things about this one too.
Bro,
like
she kept on. They said it was like she used to sneak into the bars and fight dressed up as a boy. And fight I was like, yo, and they were just sitting there. I mean, cut open. The other girl was cut open, and she just kept on. She kept on 4-piece and 3, 4, 5-piece, and I was like, oh my god. And the other one just eat those. She just. I was like, oh my.
Oh yeah,
and they hit so fast. They just.
I might have to watch those too. Yeah,
really, this one.
Only look back at the original highlight.
I wouldn't have been
Paul,
surprised if this one ended in a tie too.
Oh yeah, because I heard like this one was really close as well. So, yeah.
Robbery, no. Personally, I would have had Serrano.
But yeah, I heard like robbery things.
Yes, robbery, no. Personally, I would have had Serrano up by a round, but you look at some of the fan scoring on BoxRec, even they have it as a draw. Yet the commentators were simply horrendous, making it seem like Katie lost every single round in the way they called it a robbery. They simply undermined her victory. You can't expect much more. They're MVP commentators, and Serrano is MVP's pride and joy. MVP, of course, being the promotional company putting on the show. But no matter how you have it, it was simply a win for women's boxing and boxing as a whole, unlike the main event. In my last video, I talked about how I'd be looking at Tyson's balance from the get-go, and I think that told the whole story. Jake in the first couple rounds was
Let's say the first one.
The first one was
the first one. The dude was playing around with him the whole time.
The draw fight?
No.
Oh, okay.
It was
so
a
they
fight
didn't talk. Okay, gotcha.
It was. Alright, the dude been in 2 hit Bollywood films.
What? This is.
And he for real. He was playing with him. It looked like he was playing with him the whole match.
The actor was playing with the other bot. Oh, I thought it was the other way around. Like,
no,
he just
like
was
I
playing
mean,
with the actor.
it looked like he was like poke. He was hitting him like he was just fucking with him,
just slapping him around.
He literally, they clinched and he just walked them to the ropes and doom. Like nigga was wild.
Wild. Yo, that's crazy. Nah. Okay.
I think
that's
Mike
probably
Tyson,
why he didn't mention.
For the Mike Tyson fight, I think Mike Tyson's legs was out of it. I said it before the match started. Looking at it, I was like, his legs don't look right.
He wasn't even, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't even jumping or just.
He will have spurts of that. But
yeah, but
but you can tell like it was his legs.
Oh yeah, he's not as young as he used to be.
Be cautious because obviously you didn't know what sort of Tyson was going to come out. It was clear though when Jake hit him with a couple punches.
Oh yeah, he definitely made sure to keep his distance.
Simply weren't there anymore.
Yep, his legs simply weren't there anymore.
From this point played politics. They probably had a few different game plans going in. If Tyson was going to come out and actually fight, they would have put it on him. Yet if he came out looking not so great, they had a plan for that also. Although it was Jake's mission to become the most hated man in the sport again, knocking out this Mike Tyson would have been more of a PR disaster than it was worth. Not all attention is good attention at that level. Tyson's movement was gone. He didn't have the ability to angle or close the distance. He stayed stationary and threw a couple shots whenever Jake got close. A lot of people were questioning also why he was biting his gloves. It was simply instinct as he used to do it. It was a bit more normal though when he followed up with a few punches. Not as normal when he's just standing there eating his gloves. It's a credit to Tyson for him getting back in the ring. Although the questions and fingers have to be pointed to everyone which allowed this to happen. You have to give Jake Paul some props for not being stupid enough to knock him out, but surely everyone who said that this Tyson looked amazing in sparring was lying through their tape. Biting his gloves. It was simply instinct as he used to do it. It was a bit more normal though when he followed up with a few punches. Not as normal when he's just standing there eating his gloves. It's a credit to Tyson for him getting back in the ring. Although the questions and fingers have to be pointed to everyone which allowed this to happen. You have to give Jake Paul some props for not being stupid enough to knock him out, but surely everyone who said that this Tyson looked amazing in sparring was lying through their teeth. Like to much of Tyson's career, were the people who were enabling this just there to get their payday? I'll let you decide. Where do we go now though? Let's first talk Tyson. Simply, I don't want to see him back in the ring ever again. He said he feels like he's got more in the tank after the fight, and to be honest, anyone would feel that after the check he just got. Although nobody wants to see him in there with someone like Logan Paul. Also, in the post-fight interview, Logan could have been just a bit humble when Mike said he's next. Yet in classic Logan fashion, he just can't resist being a bit of a prick. If Tyson wants to fight again...
What?
I was saying they need to do another like a legend fight and have like somebody that he never went against around his age come back and like they do a match.
That would be fire.
That's what they did last time and it was a good match.
Who did they have last time?
I forgot his name. It started with a P though, but his signature thing, he used to hit people with the whoosh and go. Like he was just quick when he that shit was.
Yeah, maybe if he fights again, he should fight someone his age first. See Logan in the background there. Why are you suing coffee? Let me stop. But yeah.
Also, in the post-fight interview, Logan could have been just a bit humble when Mike said he's next. Yet in classic Logan fashion, he just can't resist being a bit of a prick. If Tyson wants to fight again, it has to be something closer to the Roy Jones exhibition.
Literally the same take you're having right before he says
fun. Nothing with true serious potential consequences. But preferably, I just want to see him healthy, not in the ring and enjoying his life with his family. For Jake though, it's a bit more interesting. Although this was a huge event, I don't think this raises his stock at all. Where he turns next will certainly be interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if he enters the PFL and has an MMA fight. Probably the biggest check he could get, and it would give some time for people to forget about this fight. In terms of other boxing opponents, there's not too many out there. There's not really any MMA fighters left. No one wants to see him against a journeyman, and I don't think anyone would want to see him in the ring against another retired fighter again. There are only a few possibilities that immediately come to mind. Of course, you have KSI and Tommy Fury, although rumor on the street is that they're going to rematch soon, and if that happens, both parties are off the table. While additionally, those fights have been historically almost borderline impossible to make anyway. You have MVP stableman Niraj Goyat, who is on the undercard, yet Niraj is fighting at 164 pounds, and after his performance, no one wants to see that. MVP should be smart enough to look at that performance and go, nah, that's not it. What I think there's some potential in is a matchup against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Jake could drop down to cruiserweight or bridgerweight. Chavez is technically active, although washed up, and it would be framed as Paul is finally versing a real boxer. And in this world of boxing, I wouldn't be surprised if somehow it's for a bridgerweight world title. The belt organizations love their sanctioning fees, and that would make them a lot of money in a division which is bringing none. But to end this off though, this was far from a glamorous performance at the end of the day. Reality struck, and although it didn't end as badly as many of us were bracing for, I think it needs to be questioned, how did this fight pass so many checks to actually happen? Obviously, people knew that Tyson wasn't truly fit to fight a professional fight, and why did they allow this to happen? I hope there isn't going to be too much of a revisionist history take on the fight, yet I know many who are peddling a false narrative which they knew deep down wasn't right and were misleading their audience probably will. Yep, I guess that's what you got to kind of expect. Anyways, I want to now hear what you think about this fight as a whole. I want to hear it all. Or your anger, your relief, or maybe your joy as a Jake Paul fan. I don't know. Let me know everything down below. Yep, thanks for watching, fellas, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Yeah, pretty much had same takes. Don't need to get back in that ring. Just get that bag, keep it moving. You know what I'm saying?
I just want more Mike Tyson mysteries.
So, if that's a good way for him to get another bag, just do another season of that. People will fuck with that, especially if they have a good writer. Because who was writing the first version?
All he gotta do is show up somewhere and he'll get money.
Literally, he just has to stay on the right path. That's what I
Producers.
He got the heart of a warrior.
Yeah, that was the Mike Tyson shit. We gonna get in another video. If y'all like the video, subscribe if you new. All we do is chill over here. That being said, y'all be great, y'all be safe, and I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace.